So our next project is Manō A Mano by Brittany Biggs. Please welcome her up. Uh-oh. Thank you.
Okay, don't scare me too much before I get started. So I don't know about you guys, but the movie Jaws and that music traumatized me when I was a kid. Growing up, I had an irrational fear of sharks, so much so that I was scared to go to the bathroom for a few weeks because my brother told me that Jaws would come out of the toilet and eat me. Aloha, my name is Brittany Biggs. I'm an animation filmmaker and an assistant professor of animation at the Academy for Creative Media at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. I'm here to talk about my short animated film, Manō A Mano. It illustrates the human impact on sharks and coral reefs as seen through the eyes of a tiger shark in Hawaiian waters over hundreds of millions of years. Just like the movie Jaws inspired fear, the goal for my film is to inspire care and respect for sharks. So why do sharks need our help? Sharks have existed for more than 400 million years, predating dinosaurs by more than 200 million years, and they've survived all 5 mass extinctions. Yet today, a quarter of all shark species are threatened with extinction because of us. Shark finning, shark culling, recreational and commercial fishing, and bycatch are to blame. Shark finning is banned in the US, but it's still happening in our waters. Just last year, nearly a dozen men were arrested at Honolulu Airport for illegally trying to smuggle nearly 1,000 shark fins out of Hawaii. Living in Hawaii, I understand and respect the cultural significance of sharks. Sharks are represented as helpful sea gods, and for many Hawaiian people, they are their aumakua, their family and their loved ones and their ancestors. I'm working with the Nakachi family, cultural practitioners on the Big Island, whose aumakua is the Manō, and they've been working for years to try and get legislature passed here in Hawaii to protect sharks. They've shared stories of how Hawaiians care for sharks and vice versa, and they've provided feedback for my script and my character designs, which I've been incorporating into the film. The film follows a tiger shark through great periods of time that transition as the shark submerges and surfaces above the water. From the creation of the Hawaiian Islands, through ancient Hawaiians, through the 60s and 70s surf and tourist and Waikiki construction explosion, up through modern day commercial fishing and illegal shark finning. Through the time cuts, we also see the impacts of pollution and coral reef bleaching. We also see the relationship between the shark and generations of a specific Hawaiian family who bear the same familial tattoo on their hands and arms. We see members of this family caring for sharks over time with offerings of food, touching, and caring of the sharks and cleaning of the sharks. When the shark reaches modern day, it's up to one of the descendants, a Hawaiian freediver, to try and rescue the shark as it gets caught up in an illegal shark finning operation. Highlighting the cultural perspective alongside the environmental impact makes this film unique because it showcases the connection that people here in Hawaii have to sharks. It provides insight to those who are fearful of sharks and instead shows that these animals are loved and revered as family. It's up to us to make a difference. Hopefully this film will inspire people to contact their state representatives and to support the Nakachi family and countless others who are trying to get legislation passed to protect sharks. The completed film will be about 6 to 8 minutes, and it will be a hybrid of 2D and 3D computer-generated animation. As many of you know, animation is incredibly time-consuming. It takes large teams of artists over many, many years to complete an animated film, even short ones. Prior to moving to Hawaii, I worked in the animation industry at DreamWorks Animation. My own short personal animated films have been screened and awarded in film festivals around the world. The artwork that you've seen is some of my concept art for the film. I'm currently on the cusp of animation production, and with your support, I know I can do this film justice. Eventually, I will be looking for distribution and outreach support, but right now I'm focusing on production support. I'm looking for help strategizing a crowdfunding and fundraising campaign so that I can pay local students and artists to assist with 3D modeling, texturing, rigging, compositing, music, and sound production. I'm also interested and would appreciate any donations that can help as incentives and rewards for the crowdfunding campaigns. And of course, once the crowdfunding campaign is set up, sharing on social media. Thank you for listening and for your support of my film, Manō A Mano. Let's not live hand to hand, but hand in harmony with sharks. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Brittany. You came up here all by yourself, so I'm going to come join you.
Thank you. That's very kind.
So your artwork is so beautiful.
Thank you.
And this project is so beautiful, and it's so clear to me, with your background and experience, that you can get this done, and you have a vision to get it done, right? Which is like a big deal for filmmakers. You clearly, as a director, know what you want to do. You want to get this thing done, and you just need the resource to make it happen. So that resource could come from all of you in terms of funding and support, but I also think that having partners set up that say they want to use the film and they want to make use of the film really matters for funding partners. So now that I know who Mark Chavez is, I want to go to him and ask him from Climate Justice Alliance. Any thoughts on this? Because so many of the climate films we see are documentary, and this is going to be quite different, right?
Yeah, I see this as a really great opportunity to just share and spread this around all over the country. And so we are a very democratic organization, so I am not able to make executive decisions and say we're going to do anything, but I'm definitely willing to take this back to my organization and tell them about what's going on, and try to use this as a platform to, spread to other groups working around the country, other places who have, shark populations on the coasts, and other people who might be interested in this kind of work. Definitely interested in supporting however I can.
Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you. And sometimes it's not so much, it's just sort of, sometimes just ideas, like how it strikes you, what you think about it, making a connection. So it's not just always like a direct, I've got some money to make it happen, but here's what I see in it and what I appreciate about the artwork and the project. So as my colleague says, any more for any more. And here's one.
Hi, I'm working currently with National Geographic on a film called Sea of Shadows. It's an extraordinary film that is coming out all over the place, as well as win awards. And I'm sorry I don't know your previous film, but have you thought of pitching and packaging this to a larger entity where you could already set in place its longer-term distribution?
Oh, I would love to, right? But right now I'm trying to get the film actually made. So it's all done in the pre-production stage. So I'm hoping to be able to get the support to actually make the film. But yes, I would hope to be able to package it as a part of a bigger distribution.
You mean as an acquisition? I meant as a co-production.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So maybe you can talk later and help her think that through, because I think sometimes it's just having the right connections and partners to talk to kind of ideate a little bit. How is everybody doing? We've only got one more project, so we got to like juice it up here, people.
I got one over here.
Oh, we have one. Yay.
Hi, Brittany. I work in the school, so I work with lots of different organizations, and this is a really solid mo'olelo for here, so I can certainly present it to higher-ups at KS that I work with, because this is just a perfect fit, so in a lot of ways. So maybe we could get you into some of the classes to talk about animation and cool stuff like that, because then there could be something, creative that we could set up or something, okay? So let's talk, okay? Thanks.
Thank you.
All right.
Cool. Where's my friend Melinda? Here's Melinda. Melinda, where did you used to work?
Good Pitch Australia.
Where did you used to work?
Well, no. Yeah, and the organisation that hosted Good Pitch Australia was Shark Island Institute. We did have a marine film, a feature film called Blue, that we worked on that screened in Hawaii actually also, and all over the world. And this particular issue was one of the ones that featured in that film, and so I'd love to have a chat with you about the kind of organisations we could introduce you to within the Australian context, and more broadly the other partners we've worked with globally who are particularly interested in this. So.
Great, thank you so much.
Brittany, can I ask you a question? We talked earlier about how animation, you mentioned it, how it takes a long time to do, but
Yes.
So you have on here production support. Is it animators? Is it voiceover talent? Is it artists? Like, what would specifically maybe throw that out there?
Yeah, so it's specifically animation artists who can help with creating 2D and 3D computer-generated assets, so 3D modelers, texturing artists who can paint the textures onto the characters, compositors that can help put together some of the 2D and 3D elements, but also enhance some of the interaction, like the water interactions and effects. And And then also just as well sound design and music and composing, because also that's a really important component of the piece. It'll really help signify when the different changes in time will occur. So that is good to get started earlier in the process and actually have that as part of the layout and pre-visualization of the film in terms of kind of connecting that storyline. And I mean, animators too, really. Any artist who is willing to jump on would be amazing.
All right.
Brittany, back here. So in a previous film Dean and I worked on, we used animation, actually. So in Kumuhina and then a short film called A Place in the Middle, we used beautiful animation that I think would really speak to the goals of your project. The animators were actually based here out of Hawaii, studied at Brigham Young University up in Laie, near where we live. So I think we'll try to use this opportunity to help bridge some of those connections across the island with the work you're doing, because I think the opportunity for students to work with somebody like you on a project like this would be amazing.
That'd be great. Thank you so much.
I'm also wondering about anybody that has a space for exhibition that could show this, because one of the ways I got to tour once one of these beautiful animation spaces, and this work actually before you make the animation is just gorgeous. And if you were to do a Kickstarter campaign, actually having some of the work be the giveaway, would be an interesting thing. But maybe someone could think about hosting a fundraiser or just hosting a space to show the artwork and really see how gorgeous it is as you sort of build, because I don't think we're going to find a 3D animator in the room, although we might. But just anyone, and maybe just connect with her afterwards. Yes, hold on, someone might have an idea here.
Yeah, we would do that at Bishop Museum. We can do that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Perfect. I think we have a plan. Do we have any more for any more? So great. So I think you're going to develop a strategy here around using this gorgeous artwork to engage more people in the project and raise some money to actually create it and connect with environmental organizations. And I'm looking forward to seeing this film be made. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Big round of applause. Thank you.